Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack those complex ideas and give you, well, genuinely useful insight.
That's the goal.
And today, we're tackling something I think a lot of us wrestle with. You know that feeling. You're constantly busy, like really hustling, putting in the hours.
Yep, feels productive.
Right, but the results just aren't there. Or you end up feeling totally drained instead of accomplished. Why is that? Why doesn't all that effort seem to translate?
It's a huge question.
It really is. And our sources today offer some, frankly, eye-opening perspectives on this. So let's break this down. Today, we're peeling back the layers on what our research calls the silent killers of productivity.
Sounds ominous.
It kind of is, because these aren't, the big obvious disasters, not the things you can easily point to.
Right, not a sudden crisis.
Exactly. They're the everyday choices, the little habits, often things that seem totally harmless, but they're secretly sabotaging our success, just chipping away.
And that's why this conversation is so important, I think. We tend to focus on productivity hacks like do more, work faster.
Yeah, the next big thing.
But the sources we looked at, they consistently argued that real, sustainable productivity is maybe even more about cutting out these hidden drains.
Getting rid of the bad stuff first.
Precisely. These habits are so ingrained, so normal, you might not even register them as problems, but they could be quietly undermining your entire future.
Wow.
So today we'll get into the psychology, some surprising science behind it, and really the real-world impact. It's like a shortcut to seeing what's actually holding you back.
Okay, I'm genuinely excited to get into these toxic routines then, and more importantly, figure out what we can actually do about them.
Absolutely, practical steps.
Because that's what it's all about. Insights you can use, like right now, to see a difference in focus, energy, results. Let's jump in. All right, first, silent killer. This one, well, it's everywhere. Social media, the big one. It starts so innocently, right? You pick up your phone, just 5 minutes, check a notification, maybe a quick scroll.
And boom.
Suddenly, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour has just vanished. Poof, gone.
Yeah. Feels like a harmless little break, maybe. A quick mental reset.
That's what we tell ourselves. But the research we dug into tells a, frankly, shocking story. It's not just wasting time.
No, it's literally rewiring your brain. Some studies show that even just a couple of weeks of that constant passive scrolling can actually lead to measurable dips in sustained attention.
Measurable dips? Really?
Yeah, specifically in the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
That's your brain's command center for focus, planning, impulse control. Things you need for deep work.
So it's not just weak willpower. My brain is actually changing.
In a way, yes. And then there's a dopamine hit. Every comment, new post, it floods your brain. It's unpredictable, like a slot machine.
No, the variable reward thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Highly addictive. Your brain starts craving those quick, easy hits, and it gets harder to find motivation for, real-world tasks that take longer but actually build value.
So it's a time drain, and it messes with our motivation system.
Yeah.
Okay, that reality check from the sources really hit me.
Which one was that?
Just 2 hours a day on social media, which, let's be honest, is probably low for many people.
Oh, easily.
That adds up to 30 full days a year. Waste.
An entire month.
Yeah.
Every single year.
Kron, imagine getting an extra month back to work on goals, projects, or just rest properly. It puts it in stark perspective.
It really does. And that's the silent killer effect right there. It's not just lost time. Social media chips away at your self-belief, too, with all the comparison.
Oh, yeah, the highlight reels versus my messy reality.
Yeah.
Kills motivation.
Exactly. It breaks your focus, drains your mental energy, leaves you less capable for the stuff that truly matters. It's a slow bleed on your potential.
Okay, so if it's really doing all that, rewiring us, what's the first step? Do we need to go cold turkey? Is that realistic?
Well, cold turkey can work for some people, sure. But what the sources suggest is maybe more effective and definitely immediate. Strict time limits.
Like using the app settings.
Yeah, most phones have them built in now. Set non-negotiable limits, or even better, for the apps that really suck you in, delete them off your phone.
Whoa.
Delete them.
Yeah. Access them only on a computer maybe, or at specific times. Just create some friction. Make it less automatic. It really helps break that impulsive urge.
Create friction. I like that. Okay, practical. Now, if social media is kind of an obvious external drain, our next silent killer is way sneakier. Because it actually feels good, comfortable.
Wow. Yes, the comfort zone.
That place where everything's familiar, no risks, no stretching ourselves.
Yeah.
Just coasting.
Feels safe, doesn't it? But one source called it a beautifully decorated prison cell.
Ouch. Okay, why a prison?
Because growth, real growth, personal or professional, almost always happens outside of it or requires struggle. Think about muscles.
Right, they need stress to grow stronger, tear and rebuild. Exactly. Or learning a new skill. It's sharpened through failure, through difficult adjustments, not effortless repetition. Confidence grows by facing fear, not avoiding it. And neurologically, our brains actually thrive on challenge, on novelty. Staying in your comfort zone means you're not stimulating that neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections.
So stagnation isn't just boring, it's bad for the brain.
It can lead to cognitive stagnation, yeah. And that feeling of unfulfilled potential. That's
Yeah.
why some people hit middle age and feel this emptiness or regret.
Because they played it safe.
They realize they spent decades basically repeating the same day, choosing predictability over the richness that comes from actually living, from growing. It's about self-authorship, really, or the lack of it.
So it's not about taking massive leaps all the time, but those tiny daily choices to just stick with what's easy, those add up.
Absolutely. That's the silent killer effect of the comfort zone. It slowly, quietly murders your ambition by making stagnation feel like security.
The impact isn't immediate, but it builds.
Right. Then one day you look up, years have passed, and you're kind of the same. You've missed chances for discovery, for real achievement. It's a delayed impact, but it can leave a huge void.
Okay, so how do we counter that? How do we push ourselves out without, totally freaking ourselves out?
The sources suggest a kind of micro-discomfort strategy.
Micro discomfort.
Yeah. Find small, low-stakes ways to intentionally step outside your routine. Learn one new word in another language each day. Talk to someone new. Try a different route home. Say yes to something small you'd normally avoid.
Little things.
Little things. The goal is just to build the habit of embracing slight novelty, slight challenge, gradually expand that threshold.
Makes sense. Build a muscle of discomfort, gently. Okay, silent killer number 3. This one seems like a good thing on the surface.
Let me guess.
Perfectionism.
You got it. I mean, who wouldn't want to do things perfectly?
It's such a paradox, though. Our research consistently shows perfectionists often achieve less.
Less. How does that work? Because they get trapped in analysis paralysis. They spend forever polishing tiny details, iterating endlessly.
And never actually finish. Or should.
Exactly. And it's not just about the output. Think about the mental energy. They delay starting things. They avoid risks because failure is terrifying. They worry more than they execute. And perfectionism has this really potent lie it tells you.
Which is?
I'll start when I'm fully ready.
But you're never fully ready, are you?
Never. There's always one more tweak, one more thing to consider. So while the perfectionist waits for that mythical perfect moment, other people are taking imperfect action.
They launch, they learn, they iterate.
Right? They get momentum. They get real-world feedback. The perfectionist misses all of that, stuck in neutral.
That totally resonates with history. Think about the first airplanes, light bulbs, computers.
Clunky prototypes.
Totally flawed. If the inventors waited for perfect, we'd literally still be in the dark ages.
But hang on. Isn't there an argument that sometimes real breakthroughs need that obsessive drive for perfection? That's a really important distinction, and the sources do address it. There's a difference between healthy high standards, which drive iteration and learning, and crippling perfectionism.
Okay, what's the difference?
Crippling perfectionism is usually driven by a deep fear of failure, the belief that your self-worth is tied to being flawless. Healthy standards are about striving for excellence, but accepting mistakes as part of the process.
So one is about growth, the other is about fear.
Exactly. And that's the silent killer effect. Perfectionism paralyzes you. It makes you think mistakes are failure when really they're just stepping stones. It stops you from even starting.
So the fix is embrace imperfection. Focus on just making progress, not being flawless.
Pretty much. Get it done, get it out there, then make it better. Iterate.
Right. Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about a physical killer. This one sounds so mundane, maybe unavoidable for many of us.
Let me guess. Sitting.
Yep. Sitting all day. They're calling it the new smoking.
And the science behind it, honestly, is quite alarming when you dig in. Sitting for 8+ hours a day, it's not just about bad posture.
What does it actually do?
It significantly bumps up your risk for heart disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, even dying earlier. Your metabolism slows right down.
How so?
Key enzymes, the ones that help manage fat and sugar in your blood, they become much less active. So your body just isn't processing things efficiently, even if you go for a run later.
Wow, even if you exercise.
Yeah, the negative effects of prolonged sitting aren't fully offset by bursts of exercise. Plus, circulation slows, core muscles weaken, You basically become metabolically sluggish, physically deconditioned. And this is crucial. It's not just physical. A sluggish body leads to a sluggish brain.
How does that connection work?
Left blood flow means less oxygen, fewer nutrients getting to your brain. That directly impacts focus, memory, decision-making, all the cognitive stuff you need to be productive.
So you literally can't think as well when you've been sitting for hours?
You're less creative, you lose focus faster, problem-solving gets harder. It makes perfect sense.
That Stanford study you mentioned was fascinating, too.
Oh, the walking one.
Yeah, finding that walking boosted creative thinking by 60%. 60.
Huge, right? It just shows that our best ideas often don't happen when we're hunched over a desk. They happen when we move.
Stimulates different brain networks, allows new perspectives.
Exactly. Think about all those famous thinkers, Steve Jobs, Beethoven, Dickens. They were often avid walkers. They used movement to spark ideas.
It was part of their process.
Absolutely. So the silent killer effect of sitting isn't just about long-term health. It's actively throttling your creativity and energy right now. Makes you mentally foggy, physically weak.
Yeah.
Just drains your vitality.
Okay, so the fix seems obvious, but maybe hard to implement.
Yeah.
Move more.
But it doesn't have to be complicated. The sources really emphasize breaking up long sitting periods.
Like every hour.
Yeah, ideally.
Yeah.
Stand up, stretch, walk around for a few minutes, get water, do a couple squats, anything to just break the inactivity. Set a timer. Make it a ritual.
Micro movements again.
Exactly. Reactivates metabolism, boosts circulation, gets oxygen to the brain. You'll feel more alert almost immediately.
Makes sense. Okay, next up. A habit often worn as a badge of honor, especially in hustle culture.
Uh-oh. Sleep.
Bingo. Sacrificing sleep, that whole "I'll sleep when I'm dead" mantra.
Toxic. Utterly toxic.
But the sources lay out the brutal truth, don't they?
They do. And the consequences of chronic sleep deprivation are severe. It's not just feeling tired. It systematically messes with your brain.
How specifically?
Weakens memory formation, tanks your focus, makes problem solving way harder.
Yeah.
Physiologically. Lowers immunity, disrupts hormones. There's even research suggesting it can literally shrink your brain volume over time.
Shrink your brain, seriously.
Seriously. And that Harvard study, losing just one night of sleep can hit your cognitive performance as hard as being legally drunk.
Wow. Drunk level impairment from one bad night.
Your brain simply cannot function properly without enough rest. Period. And look at the people who are supposedly at the top of their game. Jeff Bezos insists on 8 hours. Why? He says flat out, I make better decisions.
Better decisions, not just feels better.
Right. Elon Musk, famous for pushing limits, even admitted that extreme sleep deprivation severely hurt his health and his ability to think clearly. It shows sleep isn't a luxury for high-stakes work. It's fundamental.
It really makes you rethink that whole trade-off, doesn't it? Thinking you're gaining time by cutting sleep.
When really you're just diminishing your ability to use any time effectively, like trying to run that marathon on empty, you won't perform well.
Exactly. So the silent killer effect is just devastating over time.
Yeah, it slowly, quietly eats away at your intelligence, your judgment, your emotional control, your physical health. You might not see it day to day, but your future self pays a massive price. It's taxing your potential.
So the action is clear. Guard your sleep. Treat it like gold. But how, realistically?
Consistency is key. Go to bed and wake up around the same time, even on weekends. Regulate that internal clock.
The circadian rhythm.
Exactly. Have a wind-down routine. Make your bedroom dark, cool, quiet. And definitely ditch the screens for at least an hour before bed. Treat sleep like a crucial appointment.
Non-negotiable. Okay. Final silent killer. This one's purely mental, a trap many smart people fall into.
Let's hear it.
Overthinking. Planning is good, analysis is vital.
Yeah.
But overthinking, that's different. It's a mental prison.
Oh, absolutely. And the data shows how brutally it kills productivity. It traps you in analysis paralysis.
Meaning
you just spin your wheels mentally.
Yeah.
Replaying scenarios, obsessing over every what if, drowning in hypotheticals. Your brain burns tons of energy.
Without actually doing anything.
Precisely. It's exhausting. You end up mentally fatigued before you even start. And overthinking fundamentally warps your perspective. It magnifies problems. Tiny challenges become massive obstacles. Simple decisions feel impossible.
Your brain treats potential problems like real threats.
Right. Triggers that stress response. It's self-inflicted chaos, really, just burning time and energy on worry.
And that reality check from the sources was just mind-blowing.
The 85% number.
Yeah, that nearly 85% of the things we worry about never actually happen.
Crazy, isn't it?
It means all that mental churning, that anxiety, Most of it is pure self-sabotage, wasted on things that won't even occur. Such a waste of mental bandwidth.
Couldn't agree more. And that's the silent killer effect of overthinking. It locks you inside your own head.
A self-made prison.
Yeah. Drains energy, steals time, prevents action. All while tricking you into thinking you're being careful or prepared. But you're just cycling, producing nothing.
So when the brain gets stuck in that loop, that spiral,
Yeah.
what's the antidote? How do we break out?
The most effective countermeasure seems to be forcing yourself to take one small action.
Just one.
Just one tiny step.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be big. The goal is just to break the rumination cycle with movement. Overthinking an email. Write the first sentence. Suck on a project. Just open the file. Worried about a conversation. Send a quick text to start it. That tiny action shifts your brain from passive analysis to active engagement. It breaks the loop.
Action cures overthinking. Got it.
Now, it's coming back and looking at all 6 of these. What's really striking is the cumulative effect. The hidden cost.
Because none of them feel that dangerous in the moment, right?
Exactly. Scrolling feels like a break. Sitting is comfortable. Polishing feels responsible. Ruminating feels like planning. That's their insidious power.
The cost just adds up silently.
Exponentially even. Over weeks, months, years, below the radar. And the sources spell out the specific costs. Lost time, thousands of hours you'll never get back. Lost health, body and mind declining until it's undeniable. And maybe saddest of all, lost potential.
Dreams delayed. Or just buried.
Yeah, simply because these silent killers chipped away at your energy, your focus, your ability to pursue them.
And then one day, you look back, and that quiet erosion leads to that big, scary question. Where did my life go?
That's the real tragedy. They steal your future, bit by bit, unnoticed.
Okay, so let's quickly recap those 6 silent killers we unpacked. We had social media's grip,
The comfort zone trap,
perfectionism paralysis,
the drain of sitting all day,
the high cost of lost sleep.
and the mental maze of overthinking. 6 big ones. And it's so important to remember. Escaping these doesn't mean making drastic, crazy changes overnight.
It's not about a total life overhaul.
No. The sources are clear. Small, consistent actions. Conscious choices, day after day. That's what reclaims your productivity, your energy, your future.
Success isn't doing everything.
It's about avoiding the traps that waste everything. It really boils down to living intentionally.
Which brings us to that final, really powerful warning from our sources. Something for you listening right now to really take to heart.
Go on.
Your productivity. Fundamentally, it is your life force. Every hour wasted, that's a piece of your future. Gone. Forever.
You don't get it back.
Never. These silent assassins, social media, comfort, perfectionism, sitting, no sleep, overthinking they look harmless, maybe even helpful sometimes, but they are dangerous.
Insidiously so.
If you let them run your days, they won't just kill your productivity. They will, quietly but surely, kill your dreams.
So the question to ask yourself today, right now, is this. Are you living with intention? Are you actively steering your own ship?
Or are you letting these quiet killers silently dismantle your future one unnoticed moment at a time? That is a powerful question indeed. A lot to think about there. Thank you for joining us on this step dive.
Thank you.
We really hope you'll reflect on this and, more importantly, apply some of these ideas to live more intentionally, more productively. Until next time.